is Caroline and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to take some paintings that I did from the previous videos. You will notice them. They were the intuitive painting. I did two of them and I put them out one right after the other. And what I'm going to do is take these and cut them up and collage. And I'm going to paste them on this paper with Mod Podge, glue, and I'm also might use paints, oil pastels. I'm not sure yet. Let's just see what happens. So stay tuned so you can see the process. So what I'm going to do is start picking an area that I want to cut. And you could cut any shape, any size that you want. Given the size of the paper I'm going to work on, I think I want to keep them really not extremely big, just because they are going on this smaller size paper. But cut out as much as you want. You can also tear it, which I am going to show that. And you could cut smaller pieces from this and just different shapes that you want. So that's like some of my shapes. Let me show you on the paper. So they don't have to be perfect shapes. They could be really anything that you cut out. Everything would be, anything could be used for this. And if you tear it, just take a piece and you're going to tear. The thing about tearing is you're going to be left with this white piece, and that might be something you're looking for your collage. And you can just keep tearing if that's what you want. And I think I'm going to go ahead and tear smaller pieces. And you want a variety of sizes. You really just don't want to stick to one type of size. And maybe even like a variety, some cut, some torn might be nice. And this is nice to do with leftover paintings that you don't like, and you could try to modify them, change them into something that you would prefer. And the ones that you don't want to use, just put off to the side. You could toss those later. Now I'm going to switch to the other one, just so I could get different textures. There's a lot of lines in the other one, and this one is a lot more like floral looking to it. So I'm going to cut a section. And I'm going to keep tearing. The one way I'm going to arrange this is I'm going to put them off to the side, and I'm going to have one piece of paper here, and this is the paper that I'm going to arrange it on, and then I'm going to have another piece of paper, and I'll just glue by pulling the pieces down. So let's try it. And you just start laying them down and just see what you come up with. like, and I have a lot of the white space in it. So at this point, you want to start deciding, do you want the whole paper to be collaged, or would you like to have some white space? Do you want to start making this more into like a landscape, a portrait? You just kind of look at what you're working with. And maybe you don't like any of it, and then you just wipe it and you start over. And then let's say you're working on this collage, and then you're like, you know, I don't really want to do it this way. I actually want to just put the paste down and let me just by chance have it to be done. Maybe this is too much of a decision. Maybe it's a hard day for you, and it's just deciding where each shape is going to go is just too much, because you might be overthinking it, might be starting to get obsessed with where each piece and each color is at, if it makes sense. Maybe your fingers are starting to get sticky with the oil pastels, because we used oil pastels with these intuitive paintings. So maybe you just wipe it clean and then you start gluing. So let's just start gluing and let's just see what happens. I don't have a lot of glue in this, so it might be a bit for me to get this out. And I'm just going to add like a thin layer of glue, if I could get it out. If I can't, I'll just use my Mod Podge, because in my studio it is about what we have, and we're going to use what we have before we go out and buy things, just so we could start the creative process and be able to just help ourselves to find our creativity again. If it's been a while, or you just need some confidence with it. And well, I said some glue, but I ended up with more. I do that a lot, where when I have glue, I just want to use extra amount just to secure it. All right, so this is by chance. We're just gonna put them down, and I'm not even really gonna look at the pieces. I'm just grabbing them and going with it. So if you could see on this side, I'm gonna push this around, and you could just see I'm just grabbing. And then I'm just working from a point, and I'm just gonna work out and see what develops. And I'm working with a white paper on this white board, so I don't know where the edge is. I would like to know where the edge is, so I'm gonna fill in that. And I'm not gonna worry about the pieces sticking up right now, because I am gonna Mod Podge over it. And this one might be where, you know, you have to cut more pieces, because you might be doing more layering. this is the final result. That went so much faster. If I was still trying to decide where each piece goes, I think I would be here all night, just because I wasn't feeling anything with it. I have pieces left over, and but I'm liking this. Now there is some white spots. Do I want to cover that in? I don't think so. So right now I am going to get a brush and I'm going to Mod Podge over this. I've had this Mod Podge for a long time, so don't know how it's going to hold up. Now with the oil pastel and the watercolor, it might smear a little bit, and that's okay, because this is just to have fun, let loose, just do something creative. Don't make a big deal out of each part of it. Now there might be some parts of the paper that you don't want to stick down fully, and you want to leave it lifted up. Maybe you want a 3D effect. That's fine. You are more than welcome to do that. There is no right or wrong with this. I did this type of art task in Art Therapy group setting and also individual. And group setting, it was always so much fun watching everybody put their pieces together. The uncertainty that people had and how they felt a little relief that everybody else's looked very similar to theirs. Some people hated it. They didn't like getting dirty. In my group's settings, we didn't do this part where we use the Mod Podge. In the individual settings, if we had time in the session, they would do it. Otherwise, they usually took it home. And yeah, so they got to create this and got to talk about it. And some of the things to think about when you're doing this is how you're feeling about cutting up the finished painting that you did with the intuitive painting, and were you reluctant to cut it? Did you want to give it a try? Did you see this video and say, oh no thank you, cannot do that, but I'm gonna watch it? If so, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate all of your comments and support that you could give me. But this painting, this type of painting, could bring up a lot about how you put the pieces back together in your life. Parts that might be fragmented still, parts that you want to be let go of, that you want some space in your life, you want to heal from it. And maybe some of this is just about the process, just allowing yourself to have that freedom. So that's just a few things to explore with it. So that's putting down the Mod Podge, and this is the only one I have. This one's for paper, so it's a matte one, so it won't be too shiny. But let it dry and then check on it. You might need to, still put some on if you miss some areas. Otherwise, let it dry, and then you can go back on it. It will be a little hard with the Mod Podge, but you can try to use like oil pastels on it, marker if you want, but it might not take well. Also, you can decide to add more You could also cut this up and make bookmarks out of it, or just a background for another picture, and you can put it in a frame. So there's a lot of things you can do with this, but yeah, and then you could turn around and see if there's anything that surfaces. It's really interesting how in the camera I could see this looks like an animal, like a fox or something, but when I look down at my paper I cannot see it anymore. It's really interesting how the camera picks up something different than what I could see. I'm gonna just keep turning it, and there might be something that pops out that you just did not see, that maybe you want to hang it that way in a frame. So I see a bird here, and it's so weird how that's a bird. It's the eyes, and this is the nose, and this is the belly. It's weird how in the camera I could see that, but I cannot see it when I look down on my paper. It's the interesting illusion. I like this one because this kind of reminds me of it being tropical. And again, it looks different in the camera, so somebody explain that. So once when you turn it around and you find, you know, what direction that you want to have it, then, you know, you could get a frame and put it up and then enjoy it. And I think at some point I'll find a frame, maybe put this up as a reminder of, you know, allowing myself to be free, be creative, reuse my art if I want to just have some fun and enjoy my supplies. And there's a lot more left with these paintings, so I might just rip up the pieces and put them in a box or like a bag. That way I have those pieces for me, so the next time I want to do a collage, my pieces become more colorful, maybe with different textures, different colors, so I have more to choose from. So I think I'm going to do that. But thank you so much for watching this, and let me know if you tried this, how it went for you, if you modified it in any way for yourself, and maybe what you're going to do with it. Are you going to put it in a frame? Are you going to use it as a background for another picture? Are you going to make bookmarks for it? Or maybe it's something else. But please hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. And you have a nice day. See you in the next video.